Hi, this is David Grogan. I will be performing the role of the father in Beauty and the Beast with the Fort Worth Opera that's coming up really soon. I'm very excited about this and I can't wait to get started on rehearsals. I have a past with the Fort Worth Opera. In the 1990s, I was a young artist with the company and just starting off in my career and thinking about what possibilities opera had for me. And it was about that time that I had gotten married, and we got pregnant really quick after we got married. And I decided maybe opera wasn't the path for me at that moment, and went into teaching choir and singing on the side and oratorio. And that's a path I never really diverted from. And I'm excited to get a chance to perform with the Fort Worth Opera Company in this very unique performance. This is the first time I've ever performed music of Philip Glass, and it is unique and very interesting and difficult in places. There is, there are many moving parts to this production, and one immovable one, and that's the fact that it has to line up exactly with the movie. And so the conductor will be using a click track, and that's something I've never worked with before. And I'm very interested in seeing how that's going to go. Also, a little bit terrified, if I'm honest with you, about how that's going to go because it's just so immovable. And you have to make sure that you're just right with the conductor, who has to make sure they're right with the click track so that we stay in sync with the movie. It's going to be an amazing event, and I hope that you can attend and see it and listen to it. It's beautiful music, and the movie is a classic. If you've never seen the Jean Cocteau film, it's amazing, and you're gonna really be glad that you showed up for this event. I look forward to seeing you there.
Hey, this is Andre Courville. I'm singing La Bête, or The Beast, in Fort Worth Opera's production of Philip Glass's La Belle et la Bête. This is really going to be an incredible production. I'm really excited to be a part of it, and you should definitely come see it. So I've been asked some questions. First, it's kind of like, what are some major moments in my career? And I would have to say, aside from some really great artistic experiences, I've had the chance to travel to some places that I never thought I would, like Kazakhstan, Moscow, Cape Town, South Africa, China, and of course I've been to all the major European places, which I love. But going to those places that are just off the beaten path or hard to get to, is a little difficult to get to Moscow for an American. That was such an incredible city, incredible food, incredible people, beautiful place, and I feel so lucky to have been able to do that. And Kazakhstan, of course, it's just a different place, and never thought I would end up there, but it was really exciting and unique. I love uh, getting to discover new cultures and new foods, and I really enjoyed South Africa as well. The culture and the food there, the people, beautiful scenery, beautiful landscapes. So yeah, that would be some of the greatest moments of my career. I think it's just getting to explore the world. Um, the other question is about the Beast. It's a really deep character. He's tormented. He's a good person, and he says at one point, my heart is good, but he is trapped. I mean, he's a monster essentially, and it's kind of a monster with the heart of a human. So it's really hard to show those things, but the music lends itself to helping you do that. Philip Glass does an incredible job to set this role in a really poignant way. I think the biggest challenge of this role, though, is to line up the singing with the voice, the movement of the voices, and the movement of the mouths on the movie. So if you come see the show, you'll know what I'm talking about. But we spent a lot of time working with that, trying to get our voices to sync up with those mouths moving. But we've got it all down. It's going to be incredible. Join us this weekend. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys, and thanks.
Hi there, my name is Veronique Filloux, and I am singing the role of La Belle in Philip Glass's La Belle et la Bête. which is ultimately designed to go along with Jean Cocteau's La Belle et la Bête, Beauty and the Beast, a classic film that has been rescored with the music of Philip Glass in an amazing multidisciplinary collaboration. This is a very unique and very special project to be a part of. I have never done anything quite like this, where we are working not only with a really complicated, fairly modern score, but we are also working with it down to the minutia so that we can actually line up our singing with the lips of the on-screen actors as we play the score at the same time as the film. This has been one of the more challenging elements to work with, but it's also been one of the most rewarding because we've now started to watch the film simultaneous with our rehearsal process, and we've been able to see the fruits of our labor and really watch how we are able to be an immersive part of this classic, beautiful film. This is my debut with Fort Worth Opera, and I am so delighted to be here. It's been a wonderful experience getting to know everybody and getting to know the area. It's a particularly exciting debut for me because I am a French person, if you didn't guess by the name, and this piece is so inherently French and uses the French language so beautifully and in a really up close and personal way, especially with the screening of this film being so much larger than life. We really hope that you will enjoy joining us for this process and joining us for this incredibly unique multidisciplinary project. I have really enjoyed playing the role of La Belle. Obviously, whether it's from this film or from the classic fairy tale or from the Disney movie, which we all know and love, this is an iconic character and one who really gets to embody a quiet confidence and strength where she really comes into her own, especially in this setting of this classic story wherein she's also dealing with a rather complicated family dynamic. They are her real sisters. They're not ugly stepsisters, but they have this energy of the sisters who are cruel to her and the brother who is cruel to her. And so we get to watch this woman really come into her own, really decide what's important to her and build that confidence and enjoy a relationship finally by the end of the piece where she is treated with the same respect and dignity that she treats other people with. So it's been really lovely to embody such a strong female character. In opera, this can be a really wide range of kinds of female characters, and they're not always so able to succeed in pulling their inner strength to make their lives better. We see a lot of tragic figures in opera, and it's really a pleasure to play this character who comes from a space of a rather tragic family dynamic, but ultimately ends up being able to triumph and find love and find the quality of life that she deserves. I have really enjoyed getting to work on a lot of new works, and while I wouldn't consider this piece a new work, it's not particularly contemporary in when it was composed, it does feel a bit similar in terms of the process because what we're doing with it is new. For a very long time, the Philip Glass Ensemble was sort of the group of people who could perform this piece this way, and we are attempting to do this as one of the first groups of people to do it outside of that ensemble, marrying this piece with the film and performing it live. And because of that, the score has felt like a living, breathing document. We've had to make lots of changes. We've been working, not me directly, but our conductor and our team have been working with the publishing company and with the Philip Glass Ensemble to be able to create a score, a living document that most closely replicates how it's performed in this way. And so that's meant on our end as the singers making lots of changes, relearning sections rhythmically, particularly to match the mouths of the people on screen. And in that way, it does feel sort of similar to the process of workshopping something where things are changing constantly and you're really having to be adaptive with the music, and you're also weighing in on the best way to make the music, where you're really quite involved in that process.